Alright, so I'm going to wing this right now. I've been purchasing these classic arcade units from Walmart. I decided that maybe it'd be a good idea to make a short review video. I did think about doing an unboxing video, but you know, these were not very exciting to unbox. The only thing that was really exciting, maybe some of the box art and the screws that screw into the back to hold it in the box. I thought were kind of neat to stabilize it. They do look good in the box, and I do know that someone's collector enthusiasts keep them inside the box to, you know, to keep them in mint condition. But you know what? These things are meant to be played. Since the arcades are dying, I'm really kind of enjoying these little units. So I'm hoping to see more of these show up of different classic arcades. If you look at all these units, these little arcade games, you'll notice they all have kind of like a standardized OLED or LCD screen. I'm not exactly sure, I didn't really research it, but they seem to be full graphics. I think it's like 220 or something like that, but for I don't know, it's low resolution, so but for that small of a screen, it's pretty damn crisp. I'm going to do a quick play of all these games, do a little bit of I guess you can say showing off the cabinets, the mini cabinets. I really actually enjoy Rampage. It's much more an intuitive game than I thought. It is a very close clone to the MS-DOS version. I can almost say that they took it off the actual PC. I mean, it has a lot of levels and it's relatively detailed for being a little cheap game unit. And I really do like the box art on this one. I mean, yeah, it's simple, but you know, it's blue. All the other ones are black. So I went ahead and purchased Joust. I didn't really want Joust, but I just felt like it needed to be with its brethren. You know, I don't want to separate the family. There is a few other units like Asteroids, and I'm trying to think of the other one. There's another one, but they're kind of like Tiger games. They're not LED. They're what do they call that? Liquid crystal LCD, but they're like the old watch style LCDs. You know, the boring ones you used to have back in junior high or high school when your parents would buy them from Walmart, and you know they're basically fixed patterns that just popped up on the screen and moved, and the game would just speed up or do something, and you had to use your imagination. Yeah, these are not like that. That's why I kind of like them. They're like little emulators, and you know, some people say, why don't you just buy like or do the whole Arduino thing and buy like a small PC or a Raspberry Pi and get a Retro Pi kind of setup going, or Ubuntu, or you know, whatever, Slack on Linux, all that other junk. But you know what? These have nostalgia, and I really do like the way they look. Frogger is actually very, very fun, believe it or not. I actually kind of enjoy it. I mean, it is the closest thing to a Tiger game if you want to think about it, because all it does is speed up, but and change colors. But it's actually a very, very, very good arcade port, I guess you can say. These are all licensed by Atari, by the way. Made in China, like always. You know, everything's made in China. But where is it? This one doesn't say it. I guess Frogger wasn't an Atari game. Some of these say Atari on them. And the reason why I want to mention that is that let's see here if I can find an Atari. This is Warner Brothers. I didn't know Warner Brothers owned Joust. You know, Atari pretty much licensed almost all their stuff. Oh, Warner Brothers again. Fascinating. I never really looked at the back of those other ones. I'm trying to find the Atari logo. I guess Atari might be just Centipede. Yeah, there it is, Atari. Oh, sorry, I have to keep going back to my camera. The screen keeps turning off and I can't see what is being viewed. But now, this is one thing that does sadden me. There's one arcade unit I've always wanted to own, like the full-size unit, but you know, I never will because it is a die-hard collector's item, and that is Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. would be great on one of these little units. I would spend a considerable amount of money to get one of those, and you're not going to see those pop up because, you know, Nintendo is a little bit stingy with their copyright. You know, I bought this one because Alex likes to steal my other ones and climb in my room and take them, so I bought this one for him. It is technically just an emulator. 250 games of unknownness. Now, there's actually, I struggle to do these. They're not that impressive. They're basically just like any Chinese knockoff game console. You know, all those, you can watch plenty of videos on those on YouTube of people reviewing the worst game consoles of all time. But some of these are actually pretty decent. I'm never going to be able to find them. I'm pretty sure there's I bought a bunch of rebranded. I'm almost positive of that, but there was one fighter game, top down. I'm pretty sure I'm never going to find it again, but was really fun to play. I want to find that flying saucer one. Where'd it go? I just like how it jumps. See if I can find it. Apple chess. Well, I don't know. I wonder what that is. Oh, okay. It appears to be 3 color towers. And a mouse scrolling thing that moves like it's a GUI of some type. I'm in Windows 3.1. I'm gonna see what happens when I do that. Oh, okay. I appear to be... Alright, that got boring quickly. I'm gonna do one more of these. I'm pretty sure this is not the what everyone wants to look at, but my curiosity is... Okay, it's a jump platform game. It is. Oh, you can steer yourself when you fall. Yay! That's enough of that. Alright, I'm going to put that over here. If you do put it into a game, though, it does go through kind of like a review, like some of these other ones. I really like that. I wish some of these other ones would do that. That one... Whatever. Actually, Space Base might actually be the game. You know, I've always wondered, in other, I guess you could say first world countries, or now first world countries like China, had arcade games. Oh, I've seen this before. This is, what's really lame about this is that this base that you're trying to protect only shoots in one direction, like up, straight up, basically X, Y, Z, but non-three-dimensional. Well, Z and X or whatever, but yeah, dumb. Very dumb. Okay. Anyway, so I will start off with Centipede. I really do like the artwork on this one. Sorry, camera's doing that whole... There's nothing on top, of course no one looks at the top, but it does look a lot like the original arcade cabinet, and I have to give them shout outs that it is very nice looking. I do like how the volume and on and off switch is much like the coin, where the coin slots are. So I do have to say, if there's one thing they could improve, it would definitely have to be the little joystick. I'm not too much of a fan of that. If you look down at it right there, see if I can move my light, you can see, let's see here, I can't get very good angle. You can see right there that It's basically like fixed positions. And as we know in the arcade, you know, sometimes you need to get that that angle, that, I don't know what you call that traverse movement with your joystick. So yeah, the joysticks on these are very mediocre. But the gameplay though, on the other hand, and the sound effects is really nice. Probably should have cleaned off the screen, and I'm getting glare from my light. And I got it. Okay, anyways. Go away, glare. My big fat nabby looking thumbs. It gives you a good idea of how small these things are. My hand's basically like cradling it. I don't know if anyone's watching this, some really bored individual or whatever, ever watch Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Or what is it called? Pixels? I think it's called Pixels. Pretty much Adam Sandler's last movie, because, you know, everyone hated it. Of course I enjoyed it. Of course I'm one of those arcade enthusiasts. You know, I miss the good old days of going to the arcade. There's a lot of arcade units that I wish I could find. There was one that had like a periscopic like glass screen in the front, so it had a little bit of a 3D feel, and it was a lot like Star Fox but with larger ships. And that is one arcade unit that I would just blow horrendous amounts of money on trying to get. And I don't even know what it is. So if anyone's watching this can give me a holler or give me some good guesses of what it is, that'd be great. So anyways, this is Centipede. And yeah, trademark and owned by Atari Interactive. Okay, next is q-bert. Recently an interesting computer program was put in a loop. I guess you can call it what do they call it, computer learning, whatever. And it just runs a bunch of algorithms. Constantly played this game for several days, and actually found a glitch, like in Mario where you can clip to the walls and stuff. I don't know if I can simulate that, but for some reason if you run a pattern, let's see if I can, you run a pattern on the grid, it'll glitch the game, go straight to the windscreen or something like that, and I thought that was interesting. So anyways, here's q-bert. I do not like the controls on this. By the way, if I do good on this, I'd be very surprised. I've always kind of sucked at q-bert. I mean, it's a very simple game, but I don't know why, but I can never seem to figure out the direction you're supposed to go in. And if you look right here, it does have some nice art on the actual pad. Let's go on one of these little elevator things. It is pretty responsive. Has anyone ever actually beaten q-bert? I'm gonna have to look that up later. I do like the little box art right here. I have gotten far enough to see these little pig things though, and they're a pain in the ass. So yeah, I'm not even trying and I'm winning. Well, kind of. I only have like one life. If you was wondering about the buttons push in and push out, kind of like I don't know, I can't really describe it. Like an old stereo system when you're turning from one channel to another or whatever, or what they call it, AUX. I'm talking about like those old silver stereos, the old Panasonics. Wow. Elevator. Oh, there's that little purple dude. Evil. See, if they keep coming out with these little arcade units, you know, I don't have to go out and spend thousands of dollars in trying to collect the actual large units. And, you know, there's so many scams out there. People are literally making tons of money. Making very, very well done replicas of the old arcade units. And I don't know if there's any websites out there doing it, but, yeah. Oh, I'm getting pretty far. Okay, I'm getting the glare. I didn't notice that. Oh, I'm actually getting glare from the ceiling light. I apologize about that. I hope you enjoyed me actually doing pretty good. Alright, move this light back over here. My camera is very sensitive to light, so I have to have the light behind me. If it's in front of me, it darkens up immediately, and it's very annoying. I probably need to update the firmware. You know what? I'm going to play this last. Save the best for last. That's a very impressive little game unit. I'm going to do a little bit of joust. I'm going to demonstrate the buttons. This is the volume. It's got 3 modes, like high, medium, and is basically off. And you can hear that spring. Like you can tell it break. Yeah, maybe I should do like a teardown on one of these. See what's inside of them. I bet you it's probably just like a chip, maybe like a capacitor and a speaker coming off, like a little board. Well, I mean, it's got to have a backlight. I'm pretty sure it's probably got this like black thing behind. Well, anyways, let's play this. I've always been kind of bad at this. Yeah, I've even forgot who I was. I thought I was one of the green dudes for a second. Oh, you know what they need? They need Dig Dug. Dig Dug would be fun on one of these. Hey, if the manufacturer is watching this and can decipher my language there in China, we need Dig Dug. Dig Dug before the war, because we all know that Trump might start a war with y'all, because, you know, he's Trump. Let's see here. No bias, no bias. You know, Republicans are fine. I voted Republican a few times. I just don't like how, you know, you have to be like a party loyalist, which is some Nazi-ass shit. I'm getting political while playing Joust. This is great. But yeah, I'm in Texas, and yeah, I do not like Ted Cruz, so it'd be funny just to get rid of Ted Cruz to turn the state blue. Eggs. I'm checking to see my camera, make sure there's no glare. The dreaded glare. The controls are pretty responsive. I think they had I guess, finer tune the little stick right here, because it's a little bit more responsive, or at least it feels more responsive. Yeah, let's just push that back into the corner. Wow. Frogger. Everyone knows what Frogger is. Look at that glare. Whoa, it's like the sun. Frogs. The amphibian. Like hybrids, they are in between and going extinct. I drive a Volt. I used to drive for Uber, by the way, so if there's any Uber drivers out there, man, I got a shout out for you. I apologize for your shitty life. I've been there before. And all those Uber Eats drivers out there, I tip good, because I know you people don't make like crap for the money. Like seriously, Uber Eats is like one of the worst things ever made by man. Well, not made, came up with a business model where the business doesn't have to worry about oversight on its vehicles or its staff is just horrible. And it's not a crime because it's ride sharing or food. Well, I don't know. It's not food sharing. That would be gross. I wonder how many people from Uber Eats has spit in people's food. Hey, if you're watching this, I give tips, so don't spit in my food, alright? You know what? I do know, at least I've been told by other coworkers that have driven for Uber, that it's a great job for smoking weed on it. Don't smoke weed and drive with Uber. No, don't do that. But if you're an Uber Eats driver, get as high as you want, because, you know, fuck Uber Eats here. Sorry for cussing if there's any children watching. I'll try to beep that out. But yeah, you know, I don't like that ride sharing stuff. That's just a horrible business model. Sorry, I'm having flashbacks. It's like Vietnam, but with Uber. And Lyft drivers, I mean, I heard that Lyft has like a tip thing. When I was driving for Uber, they didn't have a tip thing on their app. And I put a tip jar in my car, and one time it did have a tip and it had a quarter. I shook it, and a quarter bounced around in it. So, yeah, people that ride Uber, yeah, I got one thing to say to you. I want this to happen to you right here. I want this, like, oh. Yeah, see, I'm going to do that again. This is an Uber driver, right? It's like, and then the guy gets out of the car. Here, no, let's see here. Oh, thank you. I only made $2.50. Okay. Yeah. Make sure there's. I really should just go into the settings and turn off the screenshot off thing. All right, so that was Frogger. Sorry about my my rampage about yeah, Uber and other ride sharing services. Wow, the screen dim out on us? I could have swore that was brighter. Yeah, you see that? It's like flickering. Maybe the battery's dead, dying or whatever. Bet you someone left it on. I don't know why I would need to review this. I mean, it's not good looking at all. It just says retro machine and it's got this boring thing right there. There's no licensing, so like every game is basically tailored by some kid that probably made $5 in China that can probably hack your account real easily. There's probably a camera on here right now, and it's probably watching me. Or it's probably like some kind of GPS. Maybe I should open it up. Anyways. There are my arcade units. Oh, why is that one not on? Oh yeah. Duh. Save the best for last. This game is worth getting. If you're going to collect these and you're going to spend the $20 at Walmart and support India and China and all those other great countries, yeah, this is definitely the way to do it. And there's a little piece of dust right there. It's going to drive me absolutely freaking mad. When I was a kid, one of my friends used to collect little game units like this, but they were not little. They were actually a lot bigger. They had like a huge joystick, and there was one Donkey Kong one that was LED. You know, the whole, but it was bright LED, like the reds would light up and stuff. And it was a Donkey Kong game, and I've always wanted to own that. I might actually get that since I'm starting this collection, this arcade collection. If anyone knows where I can find that, leave it down in the comments because I really want that thing. That thing was awesome. And I'm pretty sure nowadays, you know, that I'm older, they'll probably find it boring. But the way it lit up was really cool. Look at my fingers. I need to cut my fingernails. Look at that. I work in a factory, so yeah. Who should I be? Should I be Lizard Man? Should I be whatever that guy is? Ralph? Lizzie, I guess that was a female. You know, females are all cold-blooded, so they had to turn her into a lizard. Oh, that's interesting. It just died. Maybe it had... That was weird. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. I'll try that again. Maybe all these have been left on. Turn this light. Oh yeah, make it dark. Ooh, look at that. See what's happening right now? The camera is now compensating for the lack of light, and the screen is like 1,000 times brighter on my camera than it is like from my, so I might have to get some light on there to readjust. There we go. Alright, I'm going to town on this one. Yeah. Glare, yeah, glare. Okay. I hope that's not too blurry for you guys. Yeah. 4K! Oh yeah, I gotta remember the buttons. Let's pause. Yeah, okay. I see The Rock do this. Hey, tell me if y'all think Rock does steroids, because I've always wanted to know that. I actually watched Jumanji, and the best scene in that whole entire movie is when he was kissing the chick, and you could see his tongue. His tongue is just... His tongue is otherworldly. It's just... Wow. It's like he exercises, like he lifts weights with his tongue. It's just... Ugh. If he runs for president, though, I'm going to vote for him, even though he has no clue about politics. I can see him and Putin getting along. Everything right now on the internet and television is Putin. I think everyone thinks we're going to go to war and shit, so the media. Of course, the news agencies are no longer reliable, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is so much like Wreck-It Ralph. They can almost sue Wreck-It Ralph for this. Of course, Disney would win because they own half the planet, and Fox News, which is just wow. I don't know if I should thank them or be fearful. I do have to say this though. AT&T and Comcast merging after Aji Pai got rid of net neutrality. Yeah, that's some scary shit right there. I basically have Comcast. I do not have Comcast, but they own the company I'm getting my internet from. So, hooray, I guess. Yay for one monopoly owning all of the internet, or all the access to the internet. Like Windows, which I think Windows is going to die in my time. Hopefully that Vulkan drivers, I'll just start running Windows through Ubuntu in a window, and virtual PC or whatever, and I need to get access to Windows software. Turn my screen back on. Yeah. If I can get Command & Conquer Fury's Revenge to run on Linux or Ubuntu, I would basically be set, because there's a lot of old PCs, but that's like the one game that I want to still be able to play with my friends without going through a giant corridor of spyness and advertisement. It's made me irritated. Sorry, the good old days of Windows 8, it really smeared my mind. Hell, you still go in the type of search thing in Windows, you still get like weird, like you type in O, you get the program you want, plus a bunch of books that start with O. And I've butchered my Windows so many times, but every time it updates, and annoyingly, everything gets reset, so. And goodbye registry hacks, so. And Windows has been trying to get rid of registry for a while. But, when I first got Windows 10 installed, I was actually kind of impressed because it felt like Windows 7. Until I had to start making tons of icons. Luckily I have a 4K screen, So literally all the access points to all my programs is on my desktop. So I don't have to click on the annoying start menu. The start menu is just, it just fills of lots of thinking and tampering in a boardroom. Not just a simple access point that, like a filing cabinet that you open up the files to get to the folder you want, or you open up the cabinet to get to the folder you want. Now it's just, let's make you look for it. We'll make it easy but hard, so people can get to regedit or msconfig. Oh, do you need to uninstall something? Try this app at the App Store, because your computer is a phone. Yeah, I'm not sorry to, I'm not sorry to say this, but it's freeware, it's software, it's programs, it's not an app. Apps are for phones, Microsoft. Apps are for phones. Did you hear me? You can put your quote-unquote apps on your Xbox, your DDR3 AMD core-based Xbox. There's one thing I do have to say, and a lot of people might be out there, and I do agree that console systems like the Xbox and PlayStation and all of them are basically for lower middle income families. They can't afford to throw in an overpriced video card into a PC or whatever. And I do agree that they need to be out there. But the last game console that actually exists right now, in my personal opinion, is Nintendo. Even though the Nintendo Switch is basically nothing more than an NVIDIA Shield, or what do they call it, whatever. It's basically a rebranding of that game console. And I do know that it's Nintendo's last hurrah, and it is successful, so we don't have to see Nintendo die or become basically the will of other phone companies. But wouldn't it be kind of cool, and this is just my personal opinion, if they took the Apple route and came out with a Nintendo phone? That would be awesome. I mean, hell, it's technically a phone. It's missing a few components. And although I do know that there would be a lot of rebuttal if Nintendo came with a phone, but I bet you they would suck the life dry of all the competitors really easy, because it's Nintendo, man. Nintendo jumping from like being the shittiest low platform game system out there right now, and I mean this metaphorically, because I don't really believe that PlayStation or Xbox is a game system. They're non-upgradable PCs that after a couple of months, when all the software designers get pissed off at the lack of system resources, forces the company to go out and build one that has more resources. So then they build basically another game console that's 2 or 3 years behind on the PC. You get the idea. Yeah, I don't like Xbox or PlayStation. But I do have to say this, when it comes to the Xbox One's launch, yeah, the PlayStation definitely won that one. Cheaper and with DDR5, without the Kinect, which, by the way, I do have to say this about the Kinect. The Kinect is actually a very innovative thing. I wouldn't get it. I do agree with the whole spying on you, but yeah, there's a lot of that tech is popping up in cars, at streetlights. See, I got these lights on the machine that I'm running right now to prevent me from getting chewed up by the chucks, the spindle. All that is basically off a little laser hitting a little mirror on a servo motor. Or, I don't know if it's stepper motor, but you get the idea. And depending on the coordinates of the actual part that's spinning and the laser, and that's timed together, it would know if something's in front of it or not. So it immediately hits the brakes, preventing me from becoming human chopped beef. So, just a shout out to the Kinect. Yes, the Kinect sucked. Yes, it was laggy. but it did need to come out. So I do think the future, even though it's slow and the investments haven't been high, is going to be those 3D goggles. Those what, I'm trying to think of the name of it. The one, like, there's one for Steam, and of course, if it's not for Steam, I'm not owning it because, you know, I'm not getting Origin or any of that installed on my computer. If it doesn't run through Steam, it's not running on my computer. I want to make sure that all the games I buy are still around when I'm real old. I'm like, when I was real young, my mouse used to use a little rubber ball that would collect dust. So you get the idea. Plus, I can just see it right now. It's like, you know, advanced graphics, you know, player one kind of stuff going on, and my ass will still be trying to run a crappy tower defense game called Tetrahedron. It's like, yeah. Anyways, I guess I should call this video, well, actually, you know what, I'm going to keep going until I get to the little, there's like a little half, like, you know how Pac-Man has a little kissing thing? Mrs. Pac-Man, I believe. You know, he finds his lover, and then they go behind the scenes, and I guess they do the pack thing, or, you know, someone needs to really animate a video to show how Pac-Man makes love to Mrs. Pac-Man, because I'm really curious about that. I always got questions about that, you know. Ooh, whoa, that was kind of cool. I like clip through the screen. This building is just filled with poison. There should be like a passport or something where you can like poop on the building or poop on the car. Wow, that tank is actually beating the hell out of me. I didn't realize that. Ooh, what's this? Oh, it's like a football. Oh, die, police officers for shooting innocent people. Die, Nazi. Or fellow American. Oh! Yeah. You know, that's annoying. I would actually spend money and buy these little screens and find a way to daisy chain them. And I like to go to something known as critical mass. Critical mass here in Houston is actually really fun. Houston's a dull city, but the hipsters and critical mass is actually really enjoyable. And dressing up. I wear the Guy Fawkes mask or whatever. You know, be kind of like that whole anonymous, but I'm not a hacker kind of shit. I would like to build a sword made of these where they're playing little videos of all the wrongs that this country's. Oh, there's a bonus round. Ooh. Is there a time? That's it? I think. Okay. That is. Whoa! I've never seen this level before. It didn't do like the whole like traveling across. You can see it. Rampage is a much more complicated game than I ever imagined. Out of all these little game units, it's got more levels and more textures. I remember playing this in DOS and just going to town on it. And it was on like 2 of those 5x5 floppies. It was nowhere near as entertaining as this one. I mean, you gotta think about, they're not really got a lot of texture, I guess, on this copy, but because, you know, the resolution and everything, but man, someone really put some love into designing this. Haha. Die, banking system, in your fiat currency. No. They should make you like fall to the bottom. How the hell do you get to this middle building? Can you climb right here? No. No. I want to make sure there's not glare. Yeah. Jump. Jump. How the hell are you get on that? I guess I just gotta go up and then... There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Day 9. I think you get to day 10, it does that cinematic thingy, Bob. See, they really should animate him pooping off the side of the building. That would be great. So this is what this country needs in its military arsenal is giant super monkeys that eat people. You know, it's really sad in Hollywood when their original idea they come up with, because you know it's not a superhero movie or another remake of a remake of a remake of a remake, is to make a movie about Rampage. It's like, hey, no one's done Rampage. It's based not off a novel. It's based off an old DOS/arcade game that was pretty impressive. What other games can they make? I mean, hell, they made the Emojis movie, which, by the way, wasn't too horrible. I mean, it was stupid as all hell, but of course, it was made by Sony, and Sony is just kind of bombing in the whole movie-making department. When was the last movie that Sony made that was decent and worth watching? I really can't think of one right now. They really, really butchered Spider-Man, and they're coming out. They're coming out with, what is it? Venom? A Venom movie? Yeah. Why? Why, Sony? Now, there was a movie. I do know there was a movie that came out, and it was like artistic, and it was made by Sony, but I can't. It's not on top of my head right now. You know, as much as Sony's been trying to save its assets and downsize and stuff, I'm really surprised they keep their studio and still make movies. Not to say they shouldn't, but at least hire some better directors. And on the whole movie note, as I keep on going, I just want to make a mention. The whole Writers Guild bullshit, talking about how the movie makers on Netflix shouldn't get nominated for Emmys or anything like that, or awards or anything like that, because they're not real movies, is way, way, way dumb. I mean, come on. You guys are about to get owned by the internet. I mean, look at cable. Cable's desperately trying to screw us all over and try to filter our internet so we can spend $130, $140 extra a month so we can watch commercials. And to be honest with you, the only stations I would watch if I had cable, and when I did have cable, is Comedy Central, the Cartoon Network, maybe the Discovery Channel when it's not playing some kind of stupid reality show or a documentary about how aliens discovered America. I might watch Discovery Channel. And, I mean, Archer. I mean, come on. What is that, A&E or whatever? I mean, you gotta watch some Archer. But there's just not enough incentive to get cable. I mean, really. YouTube has far more entertaining content. I mean, it's basically television. And I do know that YouTube has got this new cable YouTube service. Try it free, which I won't. Because if it's not posted on there for the enjoyment of all and I guess you can say data or idea sharing, it's not. There it is. Okay. That's about as far as I'm going to go, because, you know, I'm pretty sure no one wants to watch this for 5 hours as I try to crush the handheld classic arcade version of Rampage. But yeah. Anyways, I know I never say this in my videos, but please like and subscribe. I need some subscribers. I know I'm not going to make any money off this shit. It is a hobby, but at least get my videos seen. And maybe one day I might be able to earn enough money to buy a soda or a sandwich from McDonald's. So yeah, like and subscribe. I appreciate it. And adios.